It might seem impossible to get that long, flowy hair like Alex Eubank, but I was able to go from this to this in just 8 months. The problem is people will give up way too early, but I promise you, if you follow these tips, you can achieve this hairstyle within a few months. Starting from month number 1. So this was the haircut I was rocking for a very long time, and this I believe was around August of 2022, and this was the time I discovered Alex, and I saw his hair and I instantly knew I wanted to achieve that look. So this was the hairstyle I started out with when I started growing out my hair, and if your hair isn't as long as this yet, I'd recommend actually achieving this hairstyle first because it's super easy, requires absolutely no styling. I mean guys, I literally woke up and looked like this. And don't worry if it doesn't look exactly like how mine looked. The main point of this stage is just to get that growth on your bangs, and if it starts growing on the sides and even back, that's okay too. But the one most important and a very crucial rule you need to follow when you're in this stage is to not cut your hair. There's no point in cutting or trimming your hair just yet. Now yes, it might look a little bit better if you go out to the salon and get it cut or trimmed, but I strongly recommend to not do that because the only thing that's gonna do is just delay the speed of which it grows. So for this stage, I'd honestly just recommend you take good care of your hair. So that means shampooing twice a week and then every other day just using a conditioner. If you're wondering what products I use during this stage, I use the shampoo and conditioner from Pete and Pedro. Now you don't have to use exactly what shampoo and conditioner I used, but I would recommend a more natural shampoo and conditioner because those 2-in-1s and 3-in-1s are all terrible for you, and those will hurt your hair more than they will help your hair. Now moving on to month 2. At this point, your hair should be near your eye level, so that means it's time to push it back. So you can push your hair back into really any hairstyle you want, but I would personally recommend you go with the middle part. So since I was so used to having that messy fringe style haircut, my hair would just naturally flop down. What you'll need to do is to train your hair to stay up. So that's another reason why I like the middle part, and I'm gonna show you step by step on how I used to do my middle part. Once I got out of the shower, I would lightly towel dry my hair. I would lightly towel dry it until it was about halfway dry. And once my hair was nice and damp, I would apply a high quality sea salt spray. I wouldn't overdo it, I would only really do 5 to 6 sprays. Right after that, I would apply a heat protectant spray. Same thing with the sea salt spray, I would apply about 5 to 6 sprays. So once both sprays are in your hair, you're gonna wanna use your fingers to mix it around. And like I said before, my hair would naturally flop down. So I'd put on a headband to train my hair to go up and stay up. The sea salt spray is gonna give you that appearance of natural, beachy, wavy hair. And you'll need that heat protectant because we are now gonna move on to using a hair dryer. And if you're wondering what hair dryer I use, it is a Leifin. They're a little bit on the pricey side, but I'll have them linked down below. But I'd start out with no attachment on the hair dryer, then blow my hair in an upward direction. And I'd only really do this for about 30 seconds to a minute. After that, I would pop on a diffuser attachment to the hair dryer. The diffuser will help you even more with that beachy, wavy look that you're going for. I'd turn my hair dryer to a medium heat setting, then I'd go around my whole head with the diffuser attachment on the hair dryer, and I'd do that again for another 30 seconds to a minute. Your hair should be pretty dry at this point, and you can now take off the headband. I'd notice my hair would still kind of flop down a little bit, so I'd then apply a cream. The cream I use is once again from Pete and Pedro, and you only need a quick little dab, put it in your hand, and then start emulsifying. And I would like to apply it more to the front of my hair because the only point of this cream was really just to give my hair some more hold. And then I was done. But if it doesn't look that great, it's okay. Give it some time, give it some more practice, and I promise you, you'll eventually find out what works best for you. Now let's move on to month number 3 and 4. You should now be starting to notice a little bit of waves and that your hair is getting a little bit long in the back. But if not, it's okay. Don't freak out. Don't go out screaming and go cut your hair because I have a solution. I'd recommend upping the amount of biotin you are consuming. Biotin is a micronutrient that's gonna make your hair grow thick, strong, and fat. And what I did and still do to this day is I take a biotin gummy. Biotin gummies are by far the easiest way to get more biotin into your diet because they taste so freaking good. And I also want you to up the amount of omega-3 fatty acids you're consuming. Fatty acids are super good for your body, but also critical for your hair to grow healthy and super fat. Now, if you're someone who eats fish on the regular, like every single week, then you should be good to go. But if you hate seafood like me, I'd recommend taking an omega-3 supplement, and you can take that supplement every single day. Now let's move on to month number 5. This was when my hair was sort of in between a middle part and a flow. And this month is the perfect time, I believe, to go out and get your hair trimmed. All you need to do is contact your salon and ask them for a trim and to do a thing called layering. Layering is when your stylist will take different parts of your hair and cut them at different lengths. This will give your hair texture and make your hair not look like Lord Farquaad. Now moving on to month number 6 and 7, and boys, welcome to the awkward stage. So I literally can't even find pictures of me without a hat or a beanie on, and that's because my hair looked like crap and I didn't know how to get it out of the awkward stage. What I'd recommend when you're in this stage is to not be discouraged because you're so close to being there. And I'd also recommend just taking really good care of your hair and helping it grow as fast as possible. So in this stage, I would start applying an argan oil. Argan oil will help your hair look a lot less greasy and nasty and help it look more shiny. And the way to use argan oil is just apply a few drops into your hand, rub it in a little bit, and then just work it in through your hair. Wait a couple minutes and you should immediately notice that your hair is a lot more shiny. Moving on to month number 8 and 9, and congratulations, you guys are basically there. Just a quick little reminder, you should still be styling your hair like you did all the way back when you had a middle part in month number 2. Except your hair should be trained to stay up by now, so you might not need the headband. Since your hair is longer now, you might need to apply a lot more product, but not too much product. So if you do this, you should have something very similar to Alec Eubank's hair. But if you want to take it even a step further like I did, on month number 9, I actually went out and went to get highlights. And that's honestly a whole nother story for a whole different video. And I've actually thought about going out and getting platinum blonde highlights like Alex has. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, definitely drop a comment down below and say, yes, we want to see you get those highlights. If you want to see the in-depth tutorial of Alex Eubank's hair, check it out right here. And if you want to know 5 ways to have amazing hair on a budget, click right here. And I'll see you guys in the next one.